What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Show with another video, and today we're talking about Anthem, man. Anthem is finally getting this last ride. It's a lot to be said about this. A lot we're gonna get into with this. This is crazy, man. Me personally, I always thought Anthem was going to be something that not necessarily kills Destiny, but I thought it was gonna be something crazy. You gotta think, in this ever-evolving world of gaming that we live in, Anthem had so much potential. Like it came out in 2019 by BioWare, mind you. BioWare is like, they're goated. As a company, they're goated. Now, granted, a lot of this is I guess you would consider the new BioWare, or there's some people that worked on previous projects before, but it's BioWare. Like, you don't think it's gonna be bad. Published by EA. Now that in itself is kind of, that might be bad. But it aimed to redefine the live service looter shooter genre. We were so familiar with Destiny. We've seen this come out. We've seen like the flying and the suits and stuff, and it looked cool. It looked like a Destiny with like better flight mechanics. Me personally, I've always been a fan of the jetpack, but they had like that. They had the good old PvE gameplay, but now in this final act, EA has confirmed the complete shutdown of Anthem servers, set with July 12, 2026. So you will have 1 year to kind of play the game. Well, not really a year, but you'll have a couple months to play the game if you have not, gotten tired of it at this point. But basically, when the server shut down, the game will permanently be erased from existence. And this is actually a topic that we need to delve into further. Like, this isn't just a move to end Anthem. It's an example of a growing concern surrounding only online titles. Once the servers go dark, Anthem becomes unplayable in any form. You cannot play it. There's no offline mode, no legacy support, nothing. The game will be removed from EA Play. Players will no longer be able to purchase it. Like, literally, I can go and boot up my PS2 or something and play a Final Fantasy game or play something back in the day, but a lot of these games are now online only. So the whole issue is that, and the whole controversy is that, people are tired of online only games, and that just seems to be where we're going in terms of the current gaming landscape. Like, don't get me wrong, Anthem was not without its issues. It struggled. It had repetitive missions. God, the missions were repetitive. Like, we had like a couple boss fights or whatever. I think it was like, I remember fighting like a giant spider or something, and that was cool. Like, to me, the combat was actually cool. I didn't mind a lot of stuff that was with the game. I feel like it just did not have the content. It was trying to be Destiny, in my opinion. Destiny to me shouldn't have worked, but it worked so greatly. Like, you came in with a story that was like not really a story. D1 kind of came in and it didn't give you much of anything, but for some reason it really caught on. I don't know whether it was just because it was the first game of its kind. I mean, we played games like it before, but it being fully multiplayer, fully open world, not open world, but fully like RPG looter shooter and stuff, maybe it just did something that other games couldn't. But obviously, if you play Destiny 1, there was an intense lack of story. There was story within like those little, I think they had the Bungie cards or whatever in D1, but you can kind of get story based off that. But it wasn't really story, it was more like lore based of a game. And with Anthem, I think Anthem could have been headed in the right direction, but it had no content. There was no reason to kind of keep playing Anthem. It got so boring. And the thing is, it really had such a good flight system. I don't know, the flight system to me kind of like carried Anthem to me. I really like the way you kind of pop out and fly and stuff. I really like the different classes and stuff that they had. That to me felt like it could have been something very, very interesting, especially if you would have made it so that it had longevity and the missions were a little bit different and the story and stuff was better. The story felt really uninspired. Then they had this roadmap where they said they was going to do all of this and do all of that, but it never really came to fruition. It was kind of just left out there. Like, it never really amounted to anything at the end. Like, yeah, it had a lot of problems, but it still kind of offered something that was different. Like, it definitely was a PvE experience that was trying to capture the magic of Destiny while kind of staying outside the structure of Destiny, for better or worse. Anthem became a case study for, I want a game better than something that's already out. But the reality of it is that it's not that easy to make. Anthem being shut down should show a shot to everybody. You pay for your games. I mean, I think I paid full price for Anthem, I think. And I think that game was notoriously so bad it went on sale maybe like a month later or some weeks later or something like that, but it went on sale very, very quickly. But I paid full price for it, and obviously that was years ago, right? But at the end of the day, money is very important in this gaming landscape. You know, I feel like I could have spent that on something else. I could have still been playing to this day. And it does feel like a waste of money, because even though I won't never necessarily go back to it, it's not really the point. It's the principle of these online games basically becoming brick. You pay for $60 for this game, and you know, if the company goes under or whatever and they don't decide to keep the servers up, it's pretty much done with. And right now I play 2K, and this happens like every 2K retires after like a year. So current 2K will require the service be on like a little bit longer, and then they'll turn the service off for that game specifically. And they do that so you can keep buying each new product without having to play ones that might be better than the one that's coming out now. But that's just 2K. They've also been known to have like their own kind of scummy practices. But like I said, it really lets you know like what happens to these digital worlds when the plug is pulled. Like I said, eventually when Destiny comes, and Destiny is gonna get, you know, taken away. Now mind you, Destiny 1 is still available to be played, I think. I think I went and played it like a year ago, 2 years ago. It's still actually, you still can go in Destiny 1 and play it. Like, it's still an actual game. You can go and play it. It doesn't get any support, but it's still like a legacy title that's out there that can be played if you want to play it. And I think that's so interesting. I think it's really cool. Because eventually, yeah, the servers will shut off. But like, if you really wanted to go in there and collect all the exotics and, you know, really try to have some fun over there, Destiny 1 is always, if you're not really a fan of Destiny 2, Destiny 1 is always there. Now granted, it is an inferior version to Destiny 2, I mean, depending on who you talk to, but it's there. And it's cool that they've allowed this game to kind of live past its shelf life for people that want to kind of do that. But in reality though, you do have to realize that, like it or not, you're eventually always gonna have to worry about your game shutting down. That goes from MMOs, that goes from games like Anthem. I do hope that not necessarily that they bring back an Anthem 2, because I just don't think the name is tainted right now. I think the IP is just done, it's over with. But I do hope that they do try something like this in the future. I really like that the mechanics of this, in a sense. I really like what they were trying to go for. Obviously, it just did not have content, and that is an issue with that game. Seen a similar situation with Suicide Squad. I feel like once I played it after a couple hours, I just got bored of the live service feel of it. It seems like live service is trying to be our future, but a lot of people don't want it to be. And me personally, I can play some games with live service elements, but I think I don't want to really like be in that kind of future where every game is online only. If possible, I want there to be physical copies that actually allow you to play a game offline if you need to be. But that just doesn't seem like what the landscape is becoming. I think people should be a lot more careful about what they spend their money on for different games, because realize that like in any moment they can, you know, like Nintendo and the whole, they can kind of brick your console whenever they feel like it or whatever. We're getting into a situation when the gamers have less freedom, so be worried about that. Like I said, Anthem, fun combat or whatever, like it was cool. I played it with a couple friends. It was a really entertaining experience. Would I go and do it again? Yeah, probably. I think Anthem was fun enough. It was fun for that couple of days, and then you realize that there was nothing left besides that like spider mission and one other mission. You realize there was no end game. It was in game, but it was just doing the same missions to try to get in game materials, and that never worked out too well. They definitely should have had like something harder, like a raid, which obviously is more Destiny's thing. But let me know how you feel about Anthem. Like, did you play it? Did you enjoy it? I like things about it. Obviously, did you? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video. Yes, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Sho, back with another video, and you know we had to get to this one. You know we eventually had to get to this subject, so let's go ahead and get into it, whatever we're gonna do. You know, when I actually created the disappointed series, you know, and it's not like nothing mind-blowing. I mean, a lot of people out there got games they just are disappointed with. The main game I thought about was Anthem. Like, Anthem was the game for the blueprint for the whole entire series, because that game on launch and now is probably the most disappointing thing I've ever played. So let me give you a little bit of backstory of how I actually got excited for this game.